welcome back to the GSMC Baseball Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Sam Menzie, and we have a great show for you today. First topic we'll be covering today is going to be, of course, about the American League game from yesterday, then moving into the National League. After that, we'll be talking about the Dodgers' recent struggles, them dropping the last 3 out of 4 series, and then finally talking about some other general news stories around the league, some stuff I did want to touch upon. But before we do that, I would like to ask you to please like and follow the show. We do get a number of questions from viewers, so to ensure that your question does get read in the air, please use the link, gsmcpodcast.net. It really does help the show, and it really does mean a lot. So thank you so much for that, and let's get straight into the show today. All right, so as I said before, we're going to be doing exactly how we start every single show during the baseball season. First 2 topics, or the first topic is going to be about the games from yesterday. So, we're going to open that up with the AL games from yesterday, just the action that happened there. So let's get straight into it. So the first game we have on the agenda here is going to be Orioles and Twins, 2 of the better teams in the American League. One is playing up to their standards, one is not, so should be an interesting matchup. Bottom of the first, Gunnar Henderson would open up the scoring for the Baltimore Orioles as he would hit a solo home run, his 6th of the season, to make it 1-0 Baltimore in the bottom of the first. Moving all the way to the top of the 7th here, which is when the next action would happen, Austin Martin would hit an RBI single to score Manuel Margot, and to move Austin Martin would go to second on the throw to make it 1-1, tying up the game there. Then in the same inning, Kyle Farmer would score Austin Martin with a RBI single to make it 2-1 Minnesota, so they would end up taking the lead. Then in the bottom of the 7th, Anthony Santander would hit his 4th home run of the year, tying up the game at 2, of course, so 2-2. Then in the bottom of the 9th, Cedric Mullins would hit a walk-off home run, his 5th of the season, a 2-run shot to make it 4-2 Baltimore, where they would, of course, end up winning. So a really nice job by the Orioles to not give up and keep the offense going even after all those innings of scoring. So, 2 of their better players came through, 2 of the veteran guys like Anthony Santander and Cedric Mullins. A lot of people talk about the young core in this Orioles team, as they should, because it's outstanding, but they still have a lot of great veteran players, a lot of veteran guys, and I think Santander and Mullins represent both of that and are showing it here why they're so good. So, good job for them. The Orioles had on the mound, Albert Suarez, who seems to be more of a depth piece, not really a full-time starter, but he was really good. 5 2/3 innings, 3 hits, no run runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts. So, as good as you can get for a guy who probably isn't going to be in your rotation after this. So, really nice job there. For the Twins, they had Pablo Lopez on the mound, who went 6 innings, giving up 2 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, and 7 strikeouts. So, really strong start by him there. 6 innings, only 1 earned run. I think that's a really great start. You want that every single day of the week. So, great job there. Hasn't had the greatest start to the season, but nice bounce-back start, I'd say, against a really good Orioles team. Next game we have is going to be Rangers and Tigers, continuation of the series. They're actually playing currently, so we'll be talking about that game tomorrow, but just did want to talk about that kind of a little bit. In the top of the first here, Adolis Garcia would hit a sacrifice fly to Parker Meadows to score Marcus Semien to make it 1-0 Texas, already here in the top of the first. Then in the bottom of the second, Kerry Carpenter would tie the game up for Detroit and would his 3rd home run of the season to make it 1-1. Going to the top of the 6th now, Adolis Garcia would hit a RBI double to score Marcus Semien to make it 2-1 Texas. So Garcia, again, coming in super clutch and being one of the best hitters on this Rangers team. Such a great player. Jonah Heim, in the same inning, would hit an RBI single to score 2 to extend the Rangers' lead to 4-1. But the Tigers, I keep saying the Rangers instead of the Tigers, but the Tigers would not give up as Colt Keith would reach on a fielding error by Corey Seager to score Spencer Torkelson to make it 4-2. Then Parker Meadows would hit his 1st home run of the year to make it 4-3. That was also his 4th home run of his career. So, great start to his career for Parker Meadows. Bottom of the 8th, surprisingly, Javier Baez would be the one to tie the game with an RBI single to score Matt Vierling to make it 4-4. So, good job by Baez. Has been one of the worst contracts in baseball for a few years now, but keeps performing even when he needs to, and a great clutch hit there. Top of the 9th, Josh Smith would break the tie up with a RBI double to score Ezekiel Duran to make it 5-4 Texas, and they would end up winning that game at that score, so the Tigers would not come back. For the Tigers, they did have Tarek Subel on the mound, who was really solid. 6 1/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 runs altogether, but only 2 earned, 1 walk and 6 strikeouts, continuing his great season. 2.28 ERA in the season. Again, I picked him as Cy Young. A lot of people did, and he's proven us right so far to having a really, really strong season, especially against this Rangers offense, which is so lethal. So, yeah. The Rangers, they had Dane Dunning on the mound, who went 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts and a homer, to have a 3.91 ERA on the season. Not horrible, but not exactly what you want. So I think, especially with all the pitching injuries the Rangers have suffered, you definitely like him to do a little better than that, but we'll have to see going forward. So, yeah, nice win there by Texas, beating this good young Tigers team. And, yeah, hopefully they can keep it going. Next, we have a matchup of 2 AL Central teams, the White Sox and the Royals, a continuation of this series as well. Royals have been really good to start the season so far, and the White Sox have been horrible, like we all expected. Not really a surprise for either team. The scoring would open up in the top of the second as Adam Frazier would hit an RBI single to score Nelson Velasquez to make it 1-0. Then in the bottom of the second, Paul DeJong would answer back, giving the lead to the White Sox with a 2-run home run, his third as a sock to make it 2-1. Top of the eighth, Salvador Perez would continue his really strong start to the season with his 5th home run, a 2-run shot to score Bobby Witt Jr. to make it 3-2. OPS currently at 940. I mean, Salvador Perez done really, really well. And, you can say a lot about him and his defense, but he's been hitting great. And if he keeps doing that, I don't think Royals fans are going to be mad. Top of the ninth, the Royals would add on with a Hunter Renfroe solo home run. Solo shot is 2nd of the year to make it 4-2. And the White Sox would, of course, not come back because they are not good. And the score would end up staying at 4-2. For the White Sox, they had Jonathan Cannon on the mound, who was pretty solid, going 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, an earned run, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. So his first MLB start, pretty great. So, yeah, just another guy that's coming up, going to be part of this young White Sox team, going to be a big part of their future. So that's exciting if you are a White Sox fan, seeing these guys finally come up and seeing a core develop after you've gone into this long rebuild. For Kansas City, they had Brady Singer on the mound, who went 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, only 1 home run. 1.54 ERA in the season so far. Really nice job. I think him, Lugo, Waka, and Reagans are just quietly turning into one of the better rotations of baseball. I don't feel like people talk about it enough, but yeah, I think it's a really, really strong top 4 and just a really strong team altogether. So, yeah, Royals, I think, have proven a lot of people wrong. I don't think a lot of people wanted to drink the Kool-Aid when they saw how many people they were signing. They're like, this team's not going to be that good. Well, they've been really good so far, and I think they are, and I believe in them. So, yeah. With the Royals and White Sox had a doubleheader yesterday, so we're going to go into the second game of that. In the bottom of the 4th, Dominic Fletcher would hit an RBI single to score Andrew Vaughn to make it 1-0 White Sox. Bottom of the 6th, Gavin Sheets would add on for the White Sox, hitting a solo shot to make it 2-0. Top of the 7th, Hunter Renfroe would hit an RBI groundout to make it 2-1, but that would be the only score for the Royals, and only their 5th hit and they would only get 5 hits the entire game, as they would end up losing this low-scoring affair 2-1. Kind of seemed like they were just tired after with this doubleheader. Watching the highlights and watching the game, you could kind of tell they were just kind of worn out after the first game. So, I'm not gonna take them losing to the White Sox as a huge deal. I don't think it's something to be incredibly worried about. So. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but of course you would like to win these games. You always want to capitalize off playing one of the 2 worst teams of baseball. So the Royals did have Michael Walker on the mound, who of course was really great. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts, turning into a really great contract. And as I said before, transforming this Royals staff into one of the better ones in Major League Baseball. For the White Sox, they had newly acquired Eric Fetty on the mound. He went 5 2/3, giving up 3 hits, no earned runs, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. So a really strong start there. I still am very high on him. I still think he's one of the better starting pitching signings of the offseason when you factor in price. So, yeah, a really great job there and a really good start. So, next game we have is an exciting one that happened, which was Yankees and Blue Jays. Starting off the scoring here in the bottom of the 2nd, Dalton Varsho would hit a 2-run home run, his 3rd of the season, to make it 2-0 Toronto. Top of the fifth, Juan Soto would get the Yankees on the board with a RBI double. 2 scores, Waldo Cabrera to make it 2-1 Toronto. Oops, there go the lights. There we go. They're back. Sorry about that. We know about this anyways. Juan Soto would hit an RBI double. 2 scores, Waldo Cabrera to make it 2-1 Toronto. Bottom of the seventh, Dalton Varsho would strike again to make it 3-1. And keep up the really strong season for him, for Toronto as well. 2 home runs this game. Bo Bichette would hit a sacrifice fly in the bottom of the seventh to make it 4-1. But the Yankees would start to climb back a little bit. As top of the eighth, Juan Soto would again come through, hitting his 4th home run of the season, making it 4-2. Top of the ninth, Giancarlo Stanton would lead off the inning with a solo home run to make it 4-3. Then Jose Trevino would hit an RBI single to tie the game at 4, so a really great job by them in the ninth. Then the big blow would come with an Aaron Judge RBI single, scoring 2, making it 6-4. The Blue Jays' all momentum would cease to exist from there, as they would end up losing this game 6-4 to the Yankees. The Jays did have on the mound Kevin Gausman, who was very solid, 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, an earned run, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. So he's still an ADRA in the season after this really great start, but he's coming back to it. He's going back to the Kevin Gausman we all know. I think the injury at the start of the year really affected him, so I would just take it with a grain of salt right now if you are a Blue Jays fan. For the Yankees, they did have Marcus Stroman on the mound, back in the 6th, 5 1/3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and a homer. Really strong start to the season for him with the 2.42 ERA. Very skeptical signing for a lot of people considering his history with the Yankees and the fan base, but he's done really well so far, so I don't think you're going to really question it as of right now. Going to the next game, we have A's and Cardinals. Bottom of the third, Esther Ruiz would hit his 2nd home run of the year, scoring Max Schumann to make it 2-0 Oakland in the bottom of the third, showing why Oakland was not smart to send him down. Top of the fourth, Wilson Contreras would hit an RBI double to score Lars Nootbaar to make it 2-1, and Ivan Herrera would give St. Louis the lead in the same inning, hitting an RBI single to score Nolan Arenado and Wilson Contreras. Bottom of the fifth, Shane Langeliers would tie it up, hitting a ground rule double to score Tyler Nevin to make it 3-3. Then Abraham Toro would hit an RBI ground out to make it 4-3. Darrell Hernandez would hit a sacrifice fly to make it 5-3 Oakland, so nice job by them to keep adding on, getting insurance runs. And the final one would come with a Tyler Nevin RBI single to score Esther Ruiz to make it 6-3 Oakland, where the score would end up staying and the A's would win this game. So a really nice job by them. Cardinals aren't that horrible, 9-10. I think they're the definition of mediocrity, so nice job to beat a not horrible team and just get a solid win if you are the A's. The A's did have Paul Blackburn on the mound, who went 5 2/3, giving up 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 5 walks, 7 strikeouts. Blackburn's going to be one of the most sought-after arms of the deadline, and keeps pitching like that. I think a lot of teams are going to give up a lot for him. For the Cardinals, they had Steven Matz on the mound, who was not good. 5 innings pitched, 7 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. If I was the Cardinals, I would have ended the Steven Matz experiment a little while ago. He has not been good in a Cardinals uniform, and I don't know why they keep rolling him out, but I guess they're going to say, we don't really have anyone else, which I guess is unfortunately true. So, kind of all you can say about that there. Next game we have is going to be Angels and Rays. Top of the first, Mike Trout would hit his 8th home run of the year. So happy to see him bounce back after all these mediocre years. He would hit making it 1-0 Angels in the top of the first, of course. Jose Siri would tie up the game with a sacrifice fly to make it 1-1 in the bottom of the second. Then Anthony Rendon in the top of the fifth would hit an RBI single to make it 2-1. Luis Rengifo would hit an RBI double to make it 3-1. Bottom of the sixth, the Rays would answer back with a Randy Rosario RBI single to make it 3-2. Anthony Ahmed Rosario 2-run home run in the bottom of the eighth would make it 4-3 and give them the lead. The Angels would tie it up in the top of the ninth with a Anthony Rendon RBI single, and then take the lead with a Taylor Ward RBI single, and they would end up winning this game 5-4. So a really great job by the Angels to answer back against this good Rays team. This offense has been really firing on all cylinders, and I think they could surprise a lot of people this year. They're currently 9-9. There's worse records than that, believe me. So I definitely think the Angels could be a bit of a surprise for some teams, for some fans this year. Reed Detmers was on the mound for the Angels, 5 1/3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Really strong start to the season by him. Really great start there. For the Rays, they had Zach Littell on the mound. He went 5 2/3, giving up 8 hits, 3 earned runs, no walks, 7 strikeouts. Solid there, not the best, but also definitely not that bad. So pretty good there. The final game we have here is a short one: Red Sox and Guardians. In the bottom of the third, Tristan Casas was batting, and Pablo Reyes would score on a balk at third base. So yeah, good job by the Red Sox there. And then in the bottom of the fourth, Connor Wong would hit a solo home run to make it 2-0 Boston. That is where the game would end up staying, 2-0 Boston. So, of course, a very low-scoring game, and not much else to say there. For the Guardians, they did have Ben Lively on the mound as the opener, kind of 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, and a homer, 3.6 ERA in the season. Solid job by him. For the Red Sox, they had Tanner Houck, who is very great. I mean, complete game shutout, 9 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 9 strikeouts, no home runs. Second one in 2 days for baseball. Really great start by him, and really good, really encouraging thing for the Red Sox to have one of their younger starters finally distancing themselves from the pack and maybe being a full-time starter for them and showing that they are part of their young core. So good job there. All right, that was our first segment. We're moving on to our second segment, which is, of course, talking about the national games of yesterday, just recapping all the action in baseball. So, yeah, we go into that, and we'll see you after the break. So thanks so much, and bye.